Gentlemen, David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I took the day off work today, and it just so happened to be the great debate in the US between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. I watched the whole thing, and my verdict, it was pretty tight, to be fair. I tell you what, I underestimated Kamala Harris. She is an unflinching, bold-faced liar. And what more do you want from a politician, to be honest with you? It was an absolute lie fest, and Kamala, well, she kept up with Donald Trump, which is saying something. So I would say it was pretty close. I think the moderators definitely were on Kamala Harris's side, so Trump gets a few points for that. And then also Kamala Harris's head when Donald Trump was speaking was infuriating. I don't know if you can lose a debate solely based on your facial expressions, but Kamala Harris came very close tonight. Whenever Donald Trump was speaking, I was watching Kamala Harris and I was like, can someone just headbutt this bitch? Stop pulling those faces. You're losing votes. There's no one that enjoys those faces except for like 12 people in like first year art school. It's fucking retarded. Now put down those eyebrows. So she definitely lost some points with her facial expressions, and she got helped out a bit by the moderators. So that sort of cancels each other out. And Donald Trump had a few moments. He was a little bit slippery here and there. Like, what the fuck is he talking about with the solar shit? He was like, solar... Solar's the worst. It's expensive. And then he's like, I'm a big fan of solar. I was like, all right, that's pretty inconsistent. And he probably pushed the Haitians eating cats and dogs a little too far. But, you know, everyone has their faults. Kamala Harris went pretty hardcore emotional on the abortion thing. She hit all the right emotive points there. So on that, you would say women aged between 18 and 31 would be voting for her, but I would say they're already voting for her, especially now Taylor Swift has come out for Harris. So these are the people who have endorsed Harris. Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, Vladimir Putin, no shit, Goldman Sachs, and Taylor Swift. What a lineup. When they start World War III and Goldman Sachs is cashing in on that, Taylor Swift can write a beautiful song about the lost soldiers. Although they both do agree on Gaza and Iran, which is nice. It's good to see a little bit of cooperation. So I would call it a draw. Probably if you're a Harris fan, you reckon she won. If you're a Trump fan, you reckon he won. But I think it was a draw. Both of them are bold-faced liars. She didn't even flinch when she was telling lies. We know Trump doesn't flinch. He's a pro. But I didn't realize Kamala Harris was so cold-blooded. So we got those two. I just don't see how Kamala's going to get enough of the vote. I mean, RFK's endorsing fucking Trump. RFK had like 10% of the vote or something like that. Even if it was 5 or 6%. If all his people go to Trump, then how the fuck does she win? Plus, Tulsi Gabbard, who's hot for one, but also sweet. She's on fucking Trump's side as well. Then you've got like Elon Musk pushing Trump. Like there's a lot of big hitters fucking going for Trump. But I think Kamala Harris did just enough tonight for them to steal the election and make it not look like theft. You know what I mean? That's all they really need to do. It's going to be a very interesting 56 days, that's for sure. Oh, and fucking how's this? This is completely off the debate. After the debate, I was driving down to the shopping center to buy some food to cook dinner. And I saw this old lady walking down the middle of the road and she was stumbling. And it looked like one of those like died suddenly videos you see on Twitter about people who've just dropped dead from the vaccine. So I drove up slowly next to her and she stumbles and fucking eats shit right in the middle of the road. So I'm like, fuck. All right, I'll stop and I'll go back and check. So I pulled over into a driveway and I walked back and another car was there already. And she's lying in the middle of the road and the lady's talking to her and I'm there. And I was hoping the lady would get out of her car and start helping her instead of me. But I was already out. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's get up. So I lifted her up and she wasn't died suddenly. She was fucking hammered and she couldn't walk. She was an old lady. She had no fucking bottom teeth. Seemed like a little bit of a crackhead. But she didn't have like that homeless smell. Maybe she just hadn't fixed her teeth. She was quite old. So I'm walking. She was like old Irish or Scottish or something. So I fucking am sort of lifting her because she literally can't walk. If I let go of her, she would have just fallen over. So I'm like, where are you going? She's like, I'm going to a park around the corner. I'm like, what park? And she's like, the park around the corner. I'm like, I don't even know what park you're talking about. And she's like, it's not far. I'm like, all right, I'll drive you to the park. And so I get her in my car and I was thinking, well, if it's a park, she must be like homeless or something. So I'll just dump her in the park and she can fend for herself. But I'll get her to the park. So I hop in the car, drive her around the corner. It was like 150 meters. There's no way she would have fucking made it. So I get to a car park. That's what she was talking about, not a park. I get into the car park and she's like, my flat is over there. My house is there. So I'm like, oh, she's going back to her house. So I get her out of the car and I walk her to the door of her apartment building and she's so fucked. Like so fucked. Like I'm carrying her and dragging her and she's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm too old for this. Anyway, we get to her apartment and there's the security door and she can't find her keys. So I'm like, let me fucking look. And I found her keys and I was just going to leave her there. I was like, what floor are you on? She's like, the second floor. I'm like, there's no fucking way she's making it. There's no fucking way. She's going to get up 2 stairs, fall backwards and fucking smash her head and die. So I'll take her to her door. And then I fucking basically carried her up 2 flights, get to her door. I'm like, I need to take her into the house now. Because she can't fucking walk. And I'm like, I take her into the house and I was like, nah, I have to fucking lie her down on the couch because if I just leave her standing here, she's going to fall over, smash her head on the floor. There'll be my footprints everywhere. I'm the last person to see her alive. I've watched enough Netflix to know fucking what happens there. So I'm like, I need to get her lying down. So I fucking got her onto her couch. I'm like, lie down. She was sitting up. I was like, that's still too dangerous because she had this coffee table and it had a sharp edge. I'm like, lie down. Can you lie down? Just lie down because I knew as soon as she lay down, there's no way she's getting back up. So she lay down and I'm like, are you right? She's like, yes, thank you. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking out of here. See you later. So I fucking saved an old lady's life. She was really fucking hammered. Like she could not fucking walk at all. It was a sight to see. Anyway, fucking that'll do it for today and I'll see ya the fuck later.